$1.2 million. That's the annual run rate of a one-person business I had coffee with last week. No office, no employees, just a laptop and a deep understanding of one specific problem. Before I walk you through the 9 business models that are making numbers like that possible, I want you to think about something. What's the most expensive, annoying, inefficient process you've ever seen at a job? That thing everyone complains about but nobody ever fixes? The answer to that question is where 7-figure businesses are being built right now with AI. I'm going to show you 9 of them, from the ones you can start tonight to the one I'm building right now that targets that exact kind of problem. Alright, no long intro. Let's get straight to it. 3 models you could genuinely pitch by the end of the week because they solve immediate, painful problems. First, AI-powered due diligence for small business acquisitions. Second, automated podcast production for busy executives who want a brand but have zero time. And third, hyper-personalized sales outreach for B2B tech companies that are sick of their emails being ignored. Each of these can be a $3,000 to $5,000 a month service easily. And stick around for model number 7. It's the one I'm building now, and it's on a completely different level. So how do these actually work? It's simpler than you think. This isn't about being a tech genius, it's about being a problem-solving genius. Let's take that first one, AI-powered due diligence. Your client isn't a massive Wall Street firm, it's a small private equity scout or a business broker trying to buy companies under $5 million. Their biggest bottleneck is sifting through hundreds of financial documents, legal contracts, and emails in a company's data room. It's slow, expensive, and frankly, boring. Your solution is a custom GPT agent you build with ChatGPT 5.2. You train it on your client's specific investment criteria. What revenue numbers are red flags? What legal language in a contract is a deal breaker? The agent scans the entire data room and produces a 10-page report highlighting the 5 biggest risks. You're not replacing the human, you're giving them superpowers. You charge a $5,000 a month retainer to monitor up to 3 deals. Next, the automated podcast production. Your client is a C-suite executive or a founder. They know they need a personal brand, but they can't spend 10 hours a week editing audio and writing social media posts. Their problem is time, so you offer a service. They record a 30-minute audio file on their phone, just them talking. You take that file, and an AI system does the rest. It transcribes the audio. A Claude Sonnet 4.5 agent writes compelling show notes, 5 tweet threads, and a LinkedIn article. Then, 11 Labs V3, which has an incredibly realistic voice cloning tool, uses their own voice to record a custom intro and outro. The entire package is delivered to them in 24 hours. They just have to hit publish. You can easily charge $2,500 a month for this, 4 clients, and that's $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year for a service that's 90% automated. The third one is hyper-personalized sales outreach. Your client is a B2B SaaS company with a great product, but their cold emails get a 0.5% reply rate. They're shouting into the void. The problem is their outreach is generic. Your solution is an AI system that acts like a human research assistant. For each person on their prospect list, your system scrapes their LinkedIn profile, recent interviews, and company news. Then, it uses a custom GPT agent to write a 3-sentence opening paragraph for an email. It's so specific and relevant it feels like it was written by hand. Something like, saw your recent interview on the Acquired podcast and loved your point about supply chain logistics. It reminded me of a challenge we helped Klarna solve. That's an email that gets a reply. You can charge $3,000 a month for a list of 200 personalized leads. Look, the key for all 3 of these is specificity. You're not selling AI services, you're selling a solution to a very specific business bottleneck. If you want more ideas like this, I put together a free guide called the 50 AI Business Ideas That Actually Work, the 2026 cheat sheet. The link is in the description. So how do you go from $10,000 a month to $10,000 a week? The first 3 models are great for getting you to $5,000, even $10,000 a month. They're fantastic. But the real money, the money that lets you stop thinking about rent forever, is in solving bigger, more expensive problems. This is where you graduate from a freelancer to a consultant. This is where the price points start with a 2, not a 500. Model 4, AI compliance auditing. Your client is a mid-sized healthcare company or a financial services firm. They live in constant fear of violating regulations like HIPAA or GDPR. A single violation can cost millions. Their problem is that compliance audits are a manual nightmare of lawyers and consultants billing $300 an hour to read through thousands of pages of internal documents. It's a massive expense. Your solution is an AI agent you build that has been trained on the entire regulatory code. It scans their internal communications, contracts, and procedure documents and flags potential violations in minutes, not months. You're not selling a monthly retainer here, you're selling a project, a $20,000 project to run one comprehensive audit. You find just 2 clients a quarter, and that's a $160,000 a year business. Model 5, AI-generated real estate prospecting. Your client is a commercial real estate broker. Their entire job is finding buildings to sell before anyone else knows they're for sale. This is called finding off-market deals, and it's pure manual grind. They're making cold calls, digging through public records, trying to guess who might be ready to sell. Your solution is an AI that does the guessing for them. It analyzes public data, zoning laws, property tax records, demographic shifts, even local news about company expansions, to predict which commercial properties are most likely to be sold in the next 12 months. You're not selling them software, you're selling them a qualified list. Here are 20 properties in the Austin area with an 80% probability of listing in the next year. That list is worth $10,000 easily. The next level up is AI mergers and acquisition sourcing. This is the same concept as real estate, but for buying whole companies. Your client is a corporate development team at a large company, or a private equity firm. Their problem is finding smaller companies to acquire that fit a very specific strategic profile. It's a needle in a haystack. Your solution is an AI that scours private market data, tech publications, and even hiring trends on LinkedIn to find companies that are perfect acquisition targets before they've even hired a banker. You can spot a company that's a perfect fit for Google or Salesforce before anyone else. This isn't a list you sell for $10,000. This is a $30,000 strategic report. If you're starting to see how this is less about AI and more about solving expensive business problems, subscribe. We're just getting to the good part. But before I get to the final 3 models, the 7-figure plays, I have to share the failure that almost made me quit. Understanding this will save you at least $12,000 because that's what it cost me. 6 months before I figured any of this out, I started a generic AI chatbot agency. I thought it was brilliant. Every local business needed a chatbot, right? I landed a med spa for $1,500 a month. I was ecstatic. I went all in. Over 3 months, I spent $12,000 on fancy chatbot software, developers to connect it to their booking system, and a ton of Facebook ads. And the bot worked. It booked appointments. But when the owner asked for the ROI, the return on her investment, I couldn't give her a clear number. I couldn't prove the bot was bringing in new high-value patients versus just being a slightly more convenient way for her existing clients to book. She churned after 90 days. I had to refund her last month's payment, and I was out my entire $12,000 investment. The lesson hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't solving a business problem, I was selling a novelty. I was selling a $1,000 solution to what she hoped was a $1 million problem, but I couldn't prove it. That failure forced me to stop looking at cool AI tools and start looking for massive, expensive, undeniable inefficiencies. Which brings me to model number 7, the one I'm building now. AI-powered corporate training modules. Your client is a Fortune 500 company's HR or sales department. They spend millions of dollars a year on corporate training that is generic, boring, and mostly ineffective. The problem is that creating engaging, role-specific training is incredibly slow and expensive. Your solution is to use AI to create hyper-personalized training simulations. Imagine a new sales rep at a big pharmaceutical company. Instead of watching a video, she practices her pitch by having a conversation with an AI avatar. That avatar, powered by 11 Labs and GPT 5.2, has been trained on the company's top 100 sales calls. It pushes back, asks tough questions, and gives her real-time feedback. This isn't a $5,000 a month service. This is a $100,000 a year contract. There's a consultant, her name is Maria Rodriguez, who is doing exactly this for pharmaceutical sales teams, and she's on track to clear $1.2 million this year. That striped dashboard from the beginning, that's hers. Model number 8 is the fractional AI officer. Your client is a successful traditional company. Think a $50 million manufacturing business or a regional construction firm. The CEO reads the Wall Street Journal. He knows he needs to be using AI, but he has no idea where to start. He can't afford to hire a full-time chief AI officer for $250,000 a year, and he doesn't trust the big consulting firms. Your solution is you. For $25,000 a month, you are their part-time fractional AI strategist. You spend the first month analyzing their operations, and then you deliver a simple roadmap. Here are the 3 specific AI projects we can implement this year using no-code tools and custom agents that will save you $500,000 in operating costs. Then you manage that implementation. You only need 3 clients to be running a $900,000 a year business. Finally, model number 9, AI-enabled logistics optimization. This is the big one. Your client is a manufacturing or shipping company. Their entire world is their supply chain, and a single percentage point of inefficiency in that supply chain can cost them tens of millions of dollars a year. Your solution is to use AI to analyze their shipping routes, their inventory levels, their demand forecasts, and find those inefficiencies. You don't even need to build a massive complex system yourself. You can use a tool like Cognition AI's Devin v 2.0 to build a custom dashboard that connects to their existing data and simply flags the 3 most expensive problems each week. You're not charging for a tool, you're charging for the outcome. Your fee is 50% of the documented savings in the first year. One client, one project that saves them $1 million is a $500,000 payday for you. Okay, 9 models. That's a lot. It can feel overwhelming. So how do you actually pick one and start? It's simple. Don't start with the AI, start with what you know. Pick an industry you've worked in for at least 2 years. Finance, healthcare, marketing, real estate, whatever it is. Now, write down the 3 most expensive, repetitive, soul-crushing tasks that people in that industry absolutely hate doing. Forget AI for a second, just list the problems. In the comments, tell me one of those problems from your industry. I'm genuinely curious what you see every day. Now, here's your first step you can take tonight. Go to ChatGPT 5.2, and I want you to type this exact prompt. Acting as a business process consultant, here is a common problem in your industry sector, and then you paste in your problem. Brainstorm 5 ways a custom AI agent could automate or solve 80% of this problem without writing any code. That's it. That's the start of everything. That $1.2 million run rate we talked about at the beginning, it didn't start with a brilliant AI idea. It started with someone identifying an expensive, annoying problem inside a single industry they knew inside and out. Find the problem first. The AI is just the tool you'll use to solve it.